San Antonio starts right now.
A man accused of plotting a racist terrorist attack was just hit with new charges. What investigators found and what it means for this case. And a man convicted of killing his neighbor 3 years ago now knows his fate. How long Malik Pryor will spend behind bars.
We are near 80 degrees as we're starting our weekend. It is going to be a hot one, a great weekend for some kids to enjoy some final summer activities before school starts next week. How hot will we get? Details soon.
Good morning. It is 8 a.m. on your Saturday. It is August 9th. I mean, people go back to school. A lot of kids go back to school on Monday. Yep. It's tax-free weekend. And maybe finding some AC in that shopping. Oh man, those shopping centers are going to be packed, Sarah. Oh my gosh, the outlet malls.
I can only
I remember
imagine.
when I was like a kid, I was like, I want to go to the outlet malls. My mom's like, it's tax-free weekend. We are not going this weekend.
Good luck and go with God if you're going to the outlet malls or just getting some school supplies. It is going to be hot though, Sarah. We're starting off near 80 degrees, 79 in San Antonio. It's 74 in Bulverde, 75 in New Braunfels, 74 in Uvalde, and 73 in Kerrville. A good pool weekend, 100 degrees today for the high. Could be our 11th triple-digit day of the year. 98 tomorrow, so just below 100 tomorrow. But there is a small chance for a coastal shower, only a 10% chance. And in the week ahead, pretty minuscule rain chances, 20% Monday and Tuesday. But we'll talk about which areas have the higher chance for rain. And we'll talk about how the summer so far has not been too bad, but we still need rainfall, believe it or not. I'll have details and a look ahead to the tropics coming up.
Sarah, thank you. New this morning, this man on your screen there arrested for planning a racist terrorist attack. Now facing new charges for possessing child sexual abuse material. 39-year-old Nathan James Henderson was arrested after investigators found 548 files, including images of children under 10. Last month, Henderson was arrested for having explosive making materials. Henderson, who identifies as a white supremacist and Nazi, was reported after making threats against Black and Jewish people. A July 11th raid of his home found ammunition, weapons, and grenades. He was trying to make explosives. Bexar County jurors took just 3 days to convict Malik Pryor of killing his neighbor back in 2022. Pryor was found guilty yesterday afternoon of beating 39-year-old Jared Papin to death with an electrical cord. Jurors heard that the two had a history of arguments before that deadly attack. The jury sentenced Pryor to 99 years in prison with the maximum penalty.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
I'm good.
Okay, how much have you had to drink tonight?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay, the reason why I'm asking, you realize you're back and forth in your lane, like you keep driving out of your lane and there's cars next to you? And I mean, you're a pretty big vehicle. I'm concerned about you and like the other cars.
So that's the police body cam video of San Antonio District 8 Councilwoman Ivelisse Mesa Gonzalez. That was the night she was arrested for driving while intoxicated. And San Antonio police released that video of Councilwoman Gonzalez's arrest from 2 weeks ago. She was pulled over at I-10 in Hildebrand after leaving a downtown club. The footage shows her denying multiple times that she had been drinking during sobriety tests. Mesa Gonzalez said she regrets not being more honest with the officers. And she did apologize for letting down her family and community. She was booked on a misdemeanor DWI charge and then released on bond. Well, Kerr County's proposed budget for 2025-2026 looks a lot like this year's, but the county judge expects to spend $750,000 less. The big change, federal funding is set to increase around $2 million thanks to FEMA and to the July 4th floods. Despite the damage, there's no plan to raise property tax rates. However, new properties added to the county should bring in an extra $2.7 million in revenue. The county also plans to spend nearly $5 million in federal funds from the American Rescue Plan and FEMA. But the judge reminds us this is just a draft. The commissioners will hold a budget workshop on August 13th, and public hearing on August 25th. You've probably heard a lot about the Hunt store since the flood. That iconic spot in the small town took a big hit, and it's been the backdrop for countless politicians promising to help rebuild. But just a few feet away, there's a place that's gotten far less attention. That's the Hunt post office, or rather what's left of it. The flood washed everything away but the building's foundation, and that's kind of symbolic because the postmaster says that post office is the true foundation of the town.
Right now we are standing at what used to be the entrance of the Hunt post office.
That's a place you spend a whole lot of time.
I've spent a lot of my time here, yes. I've been here. Actually, today is my 30-year anniversary of being appointed as the Hunt postmaster. It's been 30 years today.
What's it like for you to stand here now?
I'm just heartbroken, just absolutely heartbroken.
You told me an unbelievable story about the safe that was in here.
Yes, the safe is a 1,400-pound safe. And as far as they can tell, it's probably was built in the 1940s. It was swept away in the flood down the river about a quarter of a mile. But what I thought was funny is when I got here Saturday morning to view things, a man walked up and he handed me something and said, "This is yours." You know, "Oh, thank you," and I took it, and then I flipped it over and I looked at it and it was my badge.
That little teeny badge.
That little teeny badge, and it still has mud all over the back. But the safe left, but my badge was still here.
That's unbelievable. I met you in the parking lot of a church,
Yes.
covering a different story that day.
Yes.
But you came up to me and you said that it was important for us to know about what happened to the post office.
Yes.
Why is that something that you wanted to make sure people know about?
Because so many of the customers have come to me and said, "But our post office was the heart of our town, and you're not really a town unless you have a post office." And so they've come to me, and it's just touched my heart. That it meant as much to them as it did to me.
Yeah, this was your home away from home.
This was my home away from home.
And you're working on finding that next place.
I am working very, very hard. Very, very hard.
Myra Arthur, KSAT 12 News.
What an incredible story, Myra. Thank you. And mail for Hunt residents is being handled about 7 miles away in Ingram. So Galen is searching for a temporary spot to set up the Hunt post office. But she says so far the U.S. Postal Service wants to rebuild a permanent location right where the old one once stood. It's 8:07, 79 degrees.
Live music for a cause coming up, how one local burger joint is helping efforts over there in Kerrville. Stay with us here on GMSA and we'll tell you how you can get in on the fun.
The full impact of the July 4th floods is now clearer than ever. We'll show you to see the names and faces of those who lost their lives and how many are still missing.
And we are off to a warm start on what will be a hot day. Could today be our 11th 100-degree day of the year? It's possible. Details after the break.
We can now put the names with the faces of 117 people who were killed during the July 4th floods in the Hill Country. Kerr County released the list yesterday, including residents from Texas and nearby states. Among them, 39 were children, 2 people and an adult man, and a camper from Camp Mystic have still not been found. Right now, scan that QR code on your screen and find that full list of names and ages of everyone who died in the floods. We'll be right back. Well, happening today, live music and food for a cause. Sam's Burger Joint is hosting a benefit concert all day for the Hill Country. That's where we find our Devin Karp there early with a look at what to expect. Quiet now, Devin, but it won't be later.
It certainly won't be, Sarah, because take a look at this. We've got a lot of names that are going to be here today for their benefit concerts happening all day long. So if you take a look over here to the left of me, this is Sam's Burger Joint. Pretty classic spot here in San Antonio. They are putting on the benefit for Kerrville along with for the efforts of the Kerrville Folk Festival relief efforts. So this is going to be starting over at 11 a.m. They told me doors are going to open at 10:15. Music is going to kick off right at 11, going on all the way till 4 today. They are here. I'm going to give you a list of just some of who we're going to see. Okay, you guys ready? Steve Sellers and Los Tahuaches, Rudy Harsh, Jesse Morano, Holland McKay, John Whipple, Robert Adams, The Lavens, Bill Cassie, Marino Rocks, George and Audrey Gayton, Rich Tellez, Ty Gavin, Xavier Aguirre, the Chris Cuevas Project, Claude Morgan and the Bandaholics, Trevor Morgan, Rich Hall, R.B. Blackstone, Natalie Morgan, Heather Wynn, and Mike Davis. Might be a mouthful to say, but it's definitely going to be some good tunes happening all through today. If you want to check out more details, we've got a link up on our website. All you're going to have to do is scan the QR code on your screen. But they are going to be kicking off here. They say that is a suggested $20 donation at the door. And then after that, you're good to go. Watch all the music all day long. That's going to be right here. It's right near the Pearl area, too, of course. So if you want to walk around, maybe hop back and forth between, should be a good spot to do so. We're going to be talking with some of the artists coming up later on, seeing why they are deciding to put on some music to help support efforts in Kerrville. For now, I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Devin. That's impressive to do that in a couple breaths.
So impressive.
I've got another challenge. Next time he needs to sing all those names.
Okay.
We'll see if he does it.
He probably will, since he's a former theater kid like our Sarah Spivey.
Theater's awesome. Come on. It makes Sarah coast to cringe.
Ooh, it does.
You know what?
But I love my two theater former kids.
My goal in life is to make Sarah cringe.
Every day, every second.
So,
she does such a great job, except when she's forecasting weather. I'm like, you go, girl.
But 100 degrees today, that will make me cringe.
That definitely makes me cringe.
Yeah. Yesterday we got up to 100. This is a look at the highs yesterday. 101 in Del Rio. It was 106 in Laredo. Yesterday made 10 100-degree days so far this year. That's a lot, but it's not nearly as much as we've had the last couple of years. And we're still below the average of 18. 18 is usually what we see year to year. But since 2016, you can see it's been a bit of a hodgepodge. Now, the last 5 years, though, have been pretty brutal. 2022, 58 100-degree days, 75 100-degree days in 2023. Can't forget just how hot it was back in 2023. So again, 10 so far, we're doing okay. And today will have the chance to be our 11th triple-digit day. 84 around 10. It'll be 90 around noon. We're going to be looking at mostly sunny skies. So as Devin was talking about, you're going out and about, make sure to take some care, some extra precaution, drink plenty of water. That heat snuck up on me yesterday, and I even knew it was going to be close to 100 yesterday. 100 this afternoon for the forecast high, feeling more like 102, so not too much of a heat index. And then by 9 o'clock, it'll be clear and still in the 90s. So a warm day, a great day to enjoy splash pad, a pool. A lot of kids, this is their last weekend of the summer vacation. So enjoy it. 101 in Uvalde, it'll be 100 in Devine, 100 in Converse, 99 in New Braunfels and Seguin, 100 in Bandera, 97 in Kerrville. Let's go ahead and take a look at the nation. As we're starting off our weekend, we've got a couple of dueling systems here. We've got a heat high over the desert Southwest, Four Corners region. That heat high is not directly over Texas. Remember back in 2023, I just showed you 75 100-degree days. That heat high was pretty much directly over Texas back 2 years ago. And we've got a stormy low to our north. Now, the stormy low is going to win out over the heat high, but that heat high is going to allow for areas like Palm Springs, Phoenix to be even hotter than what is usual. And with Abilene closer to that heat high, it's going to be hotter in Abilene than in San Antonio. And around that stormy low, we're going to have two areas of the potential for some severe weather, one in Colorado, one in Iowa. Hail the main threat for folks in Colorado and Iowa and Wisconsin and Chicago. The main threat there is some damaging winds. As I mentioned, that stormy low is going to win out, causing that heat high to break down. And we're going to see a potential for a shower or two starting tomorrow night through Tuesday. This is not going to be a big washout for us by any means, but just providing an opportunity to see 1 or 2 showers before the heat high builds back in. So when we look at rain chances, again, it's measly. It's only a 20% chance Monday and Tuesday, an even lesser chance tomorrow. But that potential is still there. Any beneficial heavier rain will be limited to the Panhandle and out near the Houston area. Otherwise, again, just a few spotty downpours Monday and Tuesday. We're at that time of year where just about every single day is fairly similar to the last ditto days, as I like to call them, near 100 degrees, just a small chance for rain. But as I've been combing through the forecast data, I'm looking beyond the next 7 days to the next 2 weeks, and there is some activity out in the Atlantic that has the potential to impact the United States coast as a tropical storm or hurricane. I'll have those details in the next half hour.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. 821, 79 degrees this weekend, a way you can help support the Hill Country right here in San Antonio. After the break, we'll tell you about the new campaign happening today and tomorrow at the San Antonio Zoo. Plus, more help is on the way. We'll tell you which companies and organizations are stepping up to provide relief support. There's still a lot of people in the Hill Country who need help, and there are also just many people lining up to give back. So Buc-ee's has donated $1 million to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country to support families recovering from the 4th of July floods. And they're not alone. Lowe's Home Improvement gave $100,000 to the Center Point Volunteer Fire Department. If you remember, they lost everything while they were actually responding to the flood as well. Fire Chief Charles Holt said the funds will help replace all that gear that was lost. Lowe's also donated $25,000 worth of merchandise to the Hunt store, where they were completely wiped out. Century-old community landmark. The Texas-based cooler company Yeti contributed $10,000 in a package of products to a Center Point resident who lost almost everything. There are just so many good stories. This was such a devastating, tragic event that happened in our community, and it's just the silver lining is seeing how we come together. And you can see that full list of companies helping those flood victims on our website, KSAT.com. The San Antonio Zoo kicked off its Zoo Cares Together for Texans campaign today and tomorrow. You can go to the zoo for just $10, plus every ticket sold. The zoo will donate 1 ticket to a flood-affected family, first responder, or volunteers. FEMA says people have less than a month to apply for help. This is for those looking for assistance following the 4th of July flooding. September 4th is the last day to apply. The easiest way is to apply online at disasterassistance.gov. There's also a FEMA app that you can download on your phone. You can also call 800-621-3362. That's 800-621-3362. 820, 79 degrees. Ken Paxton scored a legal win against a PAC backed by Beto O'Rourke. How this case could impact Texas politics moving forward. And after years of legal battles, the Uvalde records from the Robb Elementary shooting are set to be released next week. We'll tell you what's in the documents and what families can expect next. Good morning. It is 8:30 on your Saturday, August 9th. 79 degrees outside. Already heating up back there for back-to-school shopping and tax-free weekends.
Oh my gosh, I did a little bit of going shopping yesterday. Mainly, I took my baby to the Bass Pro Shop to look at the fish and to
love
be in the
that free fun AC.
Yes, but let me tell you, it was so hot, Sarah, and so crowded because a lot of people are out and about for tax-free weekend.
Yeah.
Today, you're going to want to find a way to stay cool. Maybe the pool or something like that. That could work out because it is going to be a very hot day. We're already off to a warm start. You can see that temperatures are in the 70s, near 80 degrees. 80 in Seguin, 78 in Floresville, 78 in Castroville, and in Canyon Lake it's 77. It is a great pool day. Around noon it'll be 90 though, so you might want to go a little bit earlier in the day because in the peak heat of the day, in the afternoon, it'll be near 100 degrees, potentially our 11th triple-digit day of the year. And the UV index is going to be extreme today because of the abundance of sunshine. So skin damage time within about 10 minutes or so. Keep that in mind. As we look ahead to the week, pretty similar, but beyond that, in the tropics, I want to talk about an area we're going to be watching very closely over the next week and a half, plus a staggering comparison to just how dry things have got within the last week or two. Details soon. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you so much. Okay, so after 3 years of a legal battle, Valdez School District and county records will be released from the Robb Elementary shooting next week. Families of victims have been notified. The records include 911 calls, videos, and ballistic reports. This comes after a court order demanding transparency in the tragic 2022 shooting that took the lives of 19 children and 2 teachers. An attorney for the county told KSAT the records could be made public as early as Monday. And meanwhile, Attorney General Ken Paxton is waging another fight. This time it's with the Political Action Committee backed by Democrat Beto O'Rourke. So a judge granted Paxton's motion to block said PAC from using donations to support state Democrats who fled the state. The ruling agrees with the AG that the PAC, powered by people engaged in, quote, deceptive fundraising and illegally helping the Democrats. O'Rourke has filed his own suit against Paxton, claiming the Attorney General is trying to make an example of his organization. Ahead with the nailing down a financing deal for a new Spurs arena, but some of the council are calling the economic projections into question. Garrett Berger looks at the discrepancy between the city's consultants' own reports on another key part of Project Marvel.
An independent report. That's what the mayor says the city should get before moving ahead with the Spurs Arena financing deal.
We need to be able to explain to folks that this prime real estate independent economic analysis shows this is in fact the best rate of return for our community.
On Wednesday, council members heard from consultants for the city and the Spurs. The city's consultant analyzed some of the major Project Marvel components, like the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. But their report contradicts some of their own previous work. Back in December, CSL International presented a feasibility study for expanding the convention center. In this part of their presentation, they estimated an expansion would pump in $27.5 million more dollars every year to the local economy. Even more when you factor in the drop during the pandemic. Now, roughly 8 months later, in an economic impact analysis for Project Marvel, CSL says the expansion would bring a much larger $108 million annual bump. Haywood Sanders is a professor emeritus of public administration who studies the performance and politics of convention centers. He says that shift doesn't make sense.
Did they make some computational error? Was it some sloppiness? Did somebody intentionally fudge the numbers by 4 times? I have no idea. But it's kind of scary.
John Kotz, the CSL principal who presented both reports, says the project has changed over time.
Dramatically changed what the building looks like. And every time there's an iteration of new space, less space, the impacts change. And they can be dramatic.
Up to 4 times as much, though?
When you're adding that much space, absolutely.
CSL's ownership also got called into question at the meeting. Sixth Street Partners, an investor in the Spurs, also has a majority investment stake in CSL's parent company, Legends. City staff say they were aware of the connection, but there's an ethical wall.
So their work is not, can't be shared with that Sixth Street group.
But CSL also did not perform the analysis on the arena itself. That was done by a consultant for the Spurs, Stone Planning.
My understanding of what she said is that she was looking for someone else to do some work for the city. Like you said, my study was done for the Spurs, but regardless of who I was hired for, I don't think it would have affected the results of my study.
City staff say they're evaluating what an additional analysis would mean in terms of scope, cost, and timing. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Well, temperatures are rising and your water bill could too. San Antonio Water System is considering a rate hike to fund upgrades to wastewater facilities and pipes that deliver water to homes and businesses. So the last rate increase was in 2020. Since then, SAWS has invested $2.2 billion in improvements. So how much rates might raise this time is still uncertain. Any increase would need approval from the SAWS board and then the city council before it actually takes effect. Harlandale ISD is moving to regain full control of its school after years under the Texas Education Agency, or the TEA, oversight. The district has been under a TEA conservator since 2020, following an investigation into contract issues and nepotism allegations. Now the conservator's role is shifting to observation only. The state will remain involved for now, offering guidance if needed. If progress continues, Harlandale could return to full local control as early as next month. Well, the Internal Revenue Service has started sharing sensitive taxpayer information with immigration authorities searching for undocumented migrants. This data sharing started this week, pushed by the Trump administration. The records include names, addresses, and tax details of immigrants. The Department of Homeland Security will use this information to track people already facing deportation orders and under federal criminal investigation. Well, today marks 80 years since the United States dropped an atomic bomb on Nagasaki, Japan. Japanese Prime Minister honored the day with a wreath-laying ceremony. The Nagasaki bombing happened just 3 days after the U.S. dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima. More than 100,000 people died immediately, with hundreds of thousands more injured. The attacks led to Japan's unconditional surrender to the Allies, ending World War II. Nearly 80 years later, these remain the only times nuclear weapons have been used in warfare. 8:38 and 79 degrees.
Coming up on GMSA, a look at how you can enjoy some live music, good food, all while supporting the Hill Country. It's over here at Sam's Burger Joint. We'll tell you about it coming up soon after the break.
Lots of back-to-school events happening today where you can score some free school supplies and also get your child vaccinated.
And we are off to a warm start. It is near 80 degrees right now, but look off in the distance. You see how brown and crunchy that grass is getting? What a difference a month makes. I'm going to have details coming up.
Taking a look outside with the Roads on Trends guide. Hey, the traffic might be bad, especially 35 North. A lot of people go to the San Marcos outlets for tax-free weekend. If you want to do that, be prepared for the traffic. Please be safe. We're not seeing any major incidents on our roadways. Still a lot of people out and about getting ready for back-to-school shopping. If we do see something, we will let you know about it. We'll be right back. Happening today, live music and food for a cause. Sam's Burger Joint is hosting benefit concerts all day for the Hill Country. It's where we find our Devin Karp, who is live there. What can we expect later on, Devin?
Well, there's going to be a lot of bands, a lot of food, all going throughout today here at Sam's Burger Joint. This is the benefit concert they're going to be putting on for the Kerrville flood areas. They're trying to talk about relief efforts that are going to happen here this morning. And folks, let me just go through some of the names. It's going to start over at 11 a.m. They say doors are going to open up at 10:50 with that music starting right then as soon as it kicks up. That's going to be going on until 4 o'clock today. Here are just some of the artists. You guys ready? Okay, I know you were like this last time, so let me go. Steve Sellers and Los Tahuaches, Rudy Harsh, Jesse Moreno, Holland McKay, John Whipple, Robert Adams, The Lavens, Bill Cassie, Marina Rocks, George and Audrey Gayton, Rich Tellez, Ty Gavin, Xavier Aguirre, The Chris Clavis Project, Claude Morgan, The Bandaholics, Trevor Morgan, Rich Hall, Arby Blackstone, Natalie Morgan, Heather Wynn, and Mike Davis. Just to name a few. Just to name all of them. Actually, if you want any more information, you can scan the QR code that should be popping up on your screen soon. We've got that link up on our website at KSAT.com. In the meantime, though, they're asking for a $20 donation at the door, and then you are good to go throughout the whole day. We're right, of course, here near the Pearl area, too, so if you want to hop in and out, walk around, there should be a lot of space to do that. Coming up later on, we'll be talking a little bit to some of the artists about what's inspiring them to come and play and see how good it's going to taste with some of the food out there. For now, I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Devin.
you.
I love Sam's Burger Joint. They have swing nights where you can go swing dancing and stuff like that. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
It's really cool. It's
Okay.
really awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at a comparison, an interesting comparison. We have had some areas of good rain over the summer, but recently we've really dried out. Here is a look at what the satellite looked like on July 10th. This was, of course, right after those devastating floods. You can see just how green everything is. And even in the Gulf, notice that the Gulf waters are kind of murky from all of the river draining into the Gulf. And then this is a look at what it looks like from space now. You can see just how dry it is. And again, nice luscious green grass and vegetation on July 10th. And then by August 8th, yesterday, everything has really started to return to what we typically see in the summer here with brown and crunchy grass and vegetation. So we desperately need rain. Again, here is July 10th. And this is a look at yesterday, a stark difference there in vegetation. Rain chances, there's a small chance for a few showers on Monday and Tuesday at about 20%. Otherwise, we are looking at a pretty typical summer pattern for us, including today. Mostly sunny and 84 at 10. By noon, it'll be 90. Right in the afternoon, 100 degrees for the high. Could be our 11th triple-digit day of the year. Heat index, not much of a heat index, only feeling a couple of degrees hotter than what the thermometer actually reads. It'll be 103 in Del Rio, 103 in Cotulla, 105 in Laredo, 97 in Kerrville, 95 in Fredericksburg, 99 in New Braunfels, and 98 in Austin. That heat high is what's been making it hot the last couple of days. And, you know, it's not going to be directly overhead because this stormy low pressure system is going to kind of win out and cause the heat high to weaken. You can see that we will have some storminess, though, across the Central Plains. In an area of low pressure moving in from the Gulf will allow for 1 or 2 isolated showers on Monday and Tuesday. Rainfall, though, few and far between, and any of the heavier rainfall amounts will be up in the Panhandle or out near Houston before the heat high builds back in by Thursday. We're at that time of year where just about everything is fairly similar day to day, and that's going to be the case in the next couple of days. High temperatures near 100 degrees. And the reason why temperatures dip below 100 Sunday through Tuesday is because we do have that small chance for a stray shower or storm. The next big thing, though, to keep track of is the tropics. Right now, there is an area off the coast of Africa that has a 40% chance of developing into a tropical storm within the next 7 days. But beyond the next 7 days, this potential system could easily strengthen into a hurricane or a tropical storm and impact the United States coastline. However, this far out, we're talking 2 weeks out, by August 22nd, this potential system could make landfall anywhere from the Gulf all the way up into the northeastern Atlantic. So there is a very large discrepancy as to what is possible. Again, that spans thousands of miles, one of the forecast models here, and another one out in the northeastern Atlantic. So this is the next thing we're going to be watching carefully, but we need some time to watch that system develop. And we'll keep you posted. Again, we'll be looking at some kind of an impact in the United States, somewhere in the United States, by about August 21st, August 22nd. So about a week and a half, 2 weeks away from that even being a possibility for us, Sarah. Otherwise, status quo, summer status quo, highs near 100, a small chance for a downpour Monday and Tuesday.
Okay. No, that's triple digits. About 2 more months of that heat. That's
a lot of heat.
Sorry, I think my microphone was off. I apologize.
It's all right. I can read this for you. All right. So one local teacher's shopping list shows how far your dollar can go this weekend if you know where to look. Some of the tax-free things you might want to check out this weekend coming up.
All right. Harlandale ISD hosting its annual back-to-school bash right now. Well, the event goes until 11 a.m. Harlandale Memorial Stadium. Attendees can get those free vaccines for their children, receive free school supplies, get haircuts, and connect with dozens of community organizations. The district will also give away about 3,000 backpacks on the first-come, first-served basis. Also happening right now, a back-to-school fair hosted by State Rep. Dr. Philip Cortes. The event is until noon at the Palo Alto College Performing Arts Center, where they will provide free backpacks and school supplies. In addition, University Health will offer student immunizations. The UT Health Science Center will provide dental services, and community partners will share information about local programs. And speaking of school, with a new school year about to start, teachers and parents are stocking up for success. And this weekend, they can do it for less. From glue sticks to gym shoes, tax-free weekend is here. Devin Karp shows us how a local thrift store is helping stretch those dollars even further.
Another year of school means another year of shows for Warren High School theater teacher Cody Oaf.
It's a little bit of a secret right now, so they think that they know what it's going to be. They may be right.
But you can't put on a production without a lot of help and a lot of supplies.
I always need things like definitely always glue sticks, map colors, scissors, and rulers. You know, those are things that we definitely use often in design and sketches.
And getting school supplies is going to be a lot easier with tax-free weekend, which started now.
Anything that you buy won't be taxed. And then on top of that, Goodwill is offering 50% off all clothing at all of our stores.
Until midnight on Sunday, parents, students, even teachers can buy things for school under $100 without paying a cent in taxes.
It's not just school supplies either. Shirts, pants, shoes like this, all are exempt. If you want a full list, you can visit KSAT.com, but if you can wear it every day, you're probably in the clear.
It's really, really helpful for families, especially if you have multiple children or children of all ages.
Goodwill says with rising popularity for thrifted clothes and their 50% discount on top of no taxes, it's going to get busy.
It is a very popular weekend, so I think the best strategy is to give yourself plenty of time to peruse through everything.
Mr. Oaf says weekends like this can go a long way towards making sure that teachers, not just parents and students, are ready to start a new school year.
Teachers do have to oftentimes put a lot of their own money into their classes for their students, which they're very happy to do, but also, you know, any help would definitely save a little bit of that pocket change for us.
Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
My heart goes out to all the teachers out. You know, a lot of them spend their own money shopping for back to school supplies and getting their classrooms ready, and a lot of them have those Amazon wish lists. If they do, any little bit helps them out. It's 8:57, 79 degrees. A heartwarming update on a local company's effort to help flood victims. How James Avery raised millions for recovery and touched thousands of hearts along the way. And you could be paying more to send packages this holiday season. We'll break down the Postal Service's proposed price hike and what it means for your mail.